Hello friends, I'm Tiffany and welcome to the Romance Book Nook. I have an unboxing video for you today. Today's selections are kind of varied. Some of them are categories, some of them are not, and there isn't really a theme. It was just, I had a little bit of used book money, if you will, that I could use towards this project this month, and so I picked some things that caught my eye. I have a couple more coming that will get into all books associated with a particular series, so I will do those separately. But I thought this one would be fun for kind of a gloomy day in my part of the world in March. So let's just get right into it. So let's begin with, let's category. That's what I have on top here in my little stack. So this has an unfortunate sticker situation happening up here, but this is a love-inspired historical, which are sadly no more. I have not actually read all that many of these because I was not really reading category at the time that these were being published, and they were not published for all that long. Let me take a look here. This is from May of 2012. And it is number, does it say? No. So, hold on. Okay, so Love Inspired, you can see from the cover, is celebrating 15 years. But Love Inspired Historical was a subset that was published for, I don't know how long, but not that long. And so you don't see a lot of these. I have never seen one out in the wild. And in fact, this is the first of these that I have ever read in print, or have ever touched in print. I have some for my Kindle. Towards the end of their run, I feel like I have a couple of those monthly box sets that they would put together from like 2016. I believe this line ended around 2018 or 2019, something like that. So this is The Homesteader's Sweetheart by Lacey Williams. And I loved the cover, and I really just wanted to give one of these a try because it's been a long time since I've read one, and I've never read one in print. It says, to escape a dreaded arranged marriage, Penny will face anything, even life on her grandfather's farm. But it isn't the rustic lifestyle that's got the Philadelphia socialite tied in knots. It's the handsome homesteader and his 8 adopted children next door. So definitely an American West family setting. And I think that's how most of these were. And I'm excited to read it. It looks like it's set in Wyoming, or modern day Wyoming, perhaps. So that is that one. I also had seen, this one has another sticker. This one, which is an old Silhouette Intimate Moments, which is now Harlequin Romantic Suspense. This is The Law and Lady Justice by Anna Lee, and it is from June of 2003. It's number 1230, and this one caught my eye because it's about law, and I'm a law librarian. So it features a judge and a detective, and I just thought that that sounded kind of nice for my sort of tying all of the areas of my life together. So I'm excited to read this one. I think I saw somebody review that on a booktube video, and that's why I went looking for it. All right, also in category, this is a Silhouette Nocturne. I have not read any of these. I have a couple that I've picked up from thrift books over time, but only a couple. And this one just caught my eye in my perusals. But Paranormal Romances, this is, I should be better about trying to read them when they're on the screen, but I'm not really good at it. So this is Mind Games by Merlene Lovelace, and it is number 37. This is not a long line, from April of 2008. This is when it was still Silhouette, because eventually it became Harlequin Nocturne, and then they stopped running the line. This is actually pretty decent sized print. for my eyes, which sometimes is a struggle for not being large print. I like that. So I am very much intrigued to try paranormal romance, so I'm excited to try this, as well as I think I've got 2 others on my shelf. They might be Harlequin Nocturne, so slightly later in the run. So we'll report in on that. And then a couple other categories. This one came with a bookmark, which I always love. This is the very first Harlequin Duets. I did not own this one before. I have like maybe 10 or so Harlequin Duets that I've recollected. I talked about how, in my intro video, how I used to subscribe through the reader service to Harlequin Love and Laughter, and then they became the Duets, and so my subscription was switched to this for a time. But I didn't save any of them, and this is book 1. And so I knew that I would have gotten this through the reader service, but I donated it at some point. So this, in number 1 from May of, I think it's 1999. Yes. And the Duets, yes, 1999. Duets will have 2 stories in one thicker volume, and this includes With a Stetson and a Smile by one of my favorites, Vicki Lewis Thompson, and then The Bridesmaid's Bet by Christy Ridgway. So very excited. I'm going to make a whole video on the Duets coming up here. So stay tuned, and I'll be talking more about this one. And then the last by way of category is a compilation. This is from Harlequin NASCAR, from when they were doing these. This might be a reissue. No, it has the original NASCAR library logo there. This, I believe, is Valentine's themed. It is from 2010. Taking a look here. Okay, so you can see the authors, the included authors, another Vicki Lewis Thompson. That's one of the reasons I was seeking this one out. Also Nancy Warren and Dorian Kelly, and it's called Racing Hearts. And so 3 stories in this one, 3 shorter stories. And I'm almost positive this came out in February during the run of Harlequin NASCAR, and it has a Valentine's theme. So I will find out, but I just thought that it would be fun to seek this one out because of the cute theme, and I have more to say about Harlequin NASCAR, so at the end of the video I'm going to circle back. But these are 3 like novellas would be my impression, just shorter stories since this book isn't that thick, and there's 3 stories in here. All right, so that is that. The other books that I have here are not category, but I wanted to try, I've been wanting to try for quite a while, some of these older Signet Regency romances. I love Regency in terms of historical, and I used to see these and I had just never read any. And so I picked up this one, which is A Promise of Spring by Mary Billow. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her last name correctly, but I love the cover on this one, and it's March. So I thought that a spring theme would be nice. Let's see, does it put on the side here? Okay, I'm exploring as to when this came out in 1990. So there's this one, and I also have The Duke's Wager by Edith Layton. Let's peek back on that. I read a lot of good things about this book, and let's see, I'm gonna have to peek in here to see when this was published. 1983. So this one had a slightly damaged cover up there. I've tried to repair it a little bit so that it wouldn't get any worse, but I'm definitely excited to read these. Smaller print, definitely gonna require my glasses on these. So there's that one, and then the cover on this one also caught my eye. This is another Mary Billow. Billow or Billow, I'm not certain, and it is called A Christmas Bride. Love the cover. I love her little fur muff over here. And I love Christmas stories all year round, so I knew that this one was likely to be very good, and this author is very prolific within Signet Regency romance, and so I'm expecting it to be very good. So this is going to get put on the list for coming up this year. My last 2 are filling out a series that I picked up a bunch of volumes at my local public library's used book sale late last year, which is part of the Cat Who series by Lilian Jackson Braun. I remember my aunt reading these when I was growing up, and I think I read one or two, but it was a long time ago. And when I saw a whole bunch of these books at the used book sale, I picked them up. So the way that my public library does their used book sale, they have them quarterly approximately, and they are fantastic. I always wait a couple days because they put everything half price from the original asking price. So these paperbacks, the trade paperbacks, I guess we would call these, will be $1 at each at the start of the sale, and then a few days hence they will be half, so 50 cents. I'm based in the US for context. And then over the weekend, they'll even be less expensive, where you can get a paper bag and you can fill your bag for a certain price, like $5 or $2. But of course, there are a lot less books available then, so you take your chances with people buying things you have your eye on. So I have found, for me, the perfect day to go is half price day. And so I got, I think, 6 or 7 of these for 50 cents a piece. And in the first 10-ish books, I was just missing a few, and I'd like to start reading these, and I wanted to fill in those 2 gaps so I could just read them continuously and not have to worry about getting any for a little while. So I needed this one, The Cat Who Ate Danish Modern, and then also The Cat Who Turned On and Off. And I think this looks like an older cover and edition, because I know that they were reprinted at a certain point. So this says that it was, so the copyright is 1968. And it looks like this might be the original edition. Let me look at the Danish Modern here. So this was originally copyrighted in 1967. Okay, oh, and it looks like this one was reissued in 1986. So that makes sense. But now I've got the first, I think, 10 books or so. So I'm excited about that. So that's the beginning of my unboxing used book haul from Abe Books as well as eBay. Recently, I did pretty well over there. So the other 2 things I have coming up in terms of unboxing, I bought 2 lots of books. These were all like single titles, you know, that were spread out amongst different sellers and such. I bought a lot of Harlequin NASCAR and also a lot of Harlequin Love and Laughter, because that's the one that I'm trying so hard to collect every single book, because that was my original love within Harlequin. And I have a whole special project planned for that. So expect some videos coming up. So I will have an unboxing of the Harlequin NASCAR and one of the most recent Harlequin Love and Laughter, and I'm going to have then a whole separate video on what I'd like to do with Harlequin Love and Laughter. And if anybody is interested in reading romantic comedies, stay tuned, because I'm hoping that we'll be able to have a fun project together. So I will look forward to that. Those will probably be next week at some point, at least the unboxing videos, and then some more detailed books on some of the Harlequin lines that are close to my heart will come in the weeks following that. So I will look forward to that, and I hope that you are too. I'll see you soon, friends. Bye.